I'm not buying it when people are trying to say, oh, you need to have one conversation in the Midwest, not another conversation when you go down south, another conversation on the coast. I'm not buying that. And let me just say about Joe Biden, I have... Hello to all my Divine Nine brothers and sisters, and my sorors. And to all my HBCU brothers and sisters. Friends, my best friend from kindergarten is still one of my best friends.
That's crazy.
Right? Stacey Johnson.
Yeah, that's dope. I love it.
We used to go to the clubs and her Father Seville.
Yeah.
So, part of what we have to help people understand is don't think you're in Donald Trump's club. You're not.
Right.
He's not going to be thinking about you. You think he's having you over for dinner?
Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay. Like in
And
college,
I inhaled. I did inhale.
Okay.
Weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. The path may seem hard, the work may seem heavy, but joy cometh in the morning, and church morning is on its way. I said to the congressman, I didn't know he could preach like that. You all helped us win in 2020, and we're going to do it again in 2024. Yes, we will. So I'm gonna get into some business now. Okay, I'm gonna get into some business now. All right. Everywhere I go, I tell people, look, you may not be a union member. You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time. I think it is important that leadership recognizes the dignity to which each person is entitled, that leadership is about understanding the importance of lifting people up, understanding that the character of our country is such that we are a people who have ambitions, aspirations, dreams, goals for ourselves and our families, and are entitled to have a leader who then invests in that, as opposed to a leader who is constantly trying to divide the country and have people pointing their fingers at each other, demeaning people. And that, frankly, is a big contrast in this election. Please have a seat, please have a seat, please have a seat. Oh, it's good to see so many friends. I love you back. It is an honor to be with you again, and to everyone, happy Hispanic Heritage Month. Which in my book is every month of the year. In fact, recently I was in Nevada. I'm in these streets, let me tell you, I'm everywhere. Up with education, down with deportation. Up with education, down with deportation.
This kind of manipulation is a cynical and corrupt luxury that people are using.
And it's crude. Have you no empathy, man?
Yes.
For the suffering of other people. Have you no sense of purpose if you purport to be a leader, to understand that being a leader means lifting people up in a time of need and not manipulating them?
So your opponent...
But before we go on, if I may, so yesterday we commemorated that massacre that took place on October 7 last year, and Doug and I actually decided to have a very simple, brief ceremony. We planted a pomegranate tree at the Vice President's residence in honor of those who were lost, in honor of also what, frankly, and I spoke about this, what we must always retain, which is some level of faith in what is possible in terms of shining light on a moment of darkness. I truly do believe that's important. And it is something we learn regardless of your religion, or just, I think, what we should all retain is some level of optimism. You know, again, I think on the fundamentals, we have more in common than what separates us, including across faiths. So I know there are a lot of members of the LDS community here, and you may or may not know, my pastor actually spoke at the 100th birthday of President Nelson. Yeah. And that wasn't a plan as part of this. It just is. And I just think if we think in our lives and in what we know, there's so many examples of that point. We have so much more in common than what separates us, especially on the fundamentals. You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family and our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations, and we'd tell stories. The kids would sit on the carpet, and the elders would sit in chairs, and we would light the candles, and of course afterwards have a beautiful meal. And of course there was always the discussion of the 7 principles. And my favorite, I have to tell you, was always the one about self-determination, Kujichagulia. And, you know, essentially it's about be and do. Be the person you want to be, and do the things you want to do, and do the things that need to be done.
Well, there was a lot that was done, but there's more to do, Anderson. And I'm pointing out things that need to be done, that haven't been done, but need to be done. And I'm not going to shy away from saying